Welcome back to another episode of Chin Checkers. Y'all already know who it is, Mr. Get That Work, Hawk Von Dame. You are you. Let's get into it, man. Right away. Harrison, his performance. What did you think?
It made me $100 lighter.
Fight back! Fight back!
Yeah, I lost money. I asked 2 weeks in a row, but that's what separates a professional gambler from me. I didn't know that ring was so small. And I went back and looked at the film, and he ain't looked like the same fighter that was in there when he fought Charlo. You know, I know it's been some time since then, but he recently fought and moved a little better. This guy could not get out of the way of any of Tszyu's punches.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it was the ring. I'm not sure if it's the age. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't come away overly impressed with Tszyu other than what I already felt. He's a banger. He hits. I did notice him constantly dropping his right hand during exchanges and see that he's open for a counter hook. Harrison was trying to catch him with a left hook, not really his money punch. Kept missing, couldn't connect. I don't know where to go with it. I think Harrison his time might be up.
Yeah, I like Harrison. You know, he's a good fighter, but obviously you see there's some defensive flaws. I'm not sure if it's exactly defensive flaws because I don't want to take anything away from Tszyu, because Tszyu obviously has some quick hands, because as soon as, you know, Harrison threw the right, Tszyu kind of countered. So Tszyu got some quick hands, but this is very reminiscent of how Harrison's tough fights go, where, you know, he gets to the later rounds and his ability to take punches is not as good as it was in the first half of the fight, and he ends up losing. He lost late against Willie Nelson. He lost late against Charlo. Same thing with Hurd. He lost late Hurd, and every single loss is by knockout. So it's not that he really has a stamina issue. It's just, you know, taking punches late in the fight, you know, is definitely not his thing. So he may be on the later side of his career, man. Like, he's a good fighter, but his ability to take punches, you know, and late in the fight is not great at all. Not great.
Yeah, and the fact he couldn't move after he jabbed or did any type of punches, Tszyu responded. Anyone go back and look at the film, as soon as he stopped punching, the second he stopped punching, Tszyu responded.
Yeah.
And it was nowhere for him to go other than into a punch. He wasn't able to move back because the ropes were there. He's not very good side to side moving. He would just stand there and get hit. After about the second or third round, I text you and went, oh, this is not going to go well.
It's not going to last long. Yeah, it's not lasting long. Yeah.
And it just, because once I noticed that the ring was small, this guy wasn't moving, that's it. I really don't have too much to take away from that fight. I really don't know where I stand, other than I still feel the same way. I still think Charlo gets him out of it.
Well, real quick, the fact that you bring up Charlo, that knockdown that Harrison took, you know, not trying to be mean, but that looked the exact same way Charlo knocked him down, with uppercuts, Harrison grabbing onto the rope. Like, it was like the same exact shit.
Fight back! Fight back!
Wait a minute!
Hurt again by the hook. Harrison could go down again. The ropes are keeping him up.
Over.
Now he's wobbled.
Oh.
And down he goes.
It was wild. I was just like, oh, this is deja vu right here, bro. Like, crazy. But you know, the ref tried to, you know, give him a chance. The ref gave him a long count. So we are going to acknowledge that the ref gave him a long count, made him move side to side. But, you know, Harrison, he didn't even look like he wanted to get up. And that was a long count.
Nah, it was over, man. It was over. The one thing that you can say about this performance, Harrison was never in the fight other than the first round. First round, he came out. snapping the jab. He snapped the jab the whole fight, but once the second round came, after his jab, Tszyu responded. The fight wasn't close, man. At least with the fights with Charlo, they were competitive. They were good fights. I mean, we both said that we felt Charlo, won the first fight. He didn't do enough, but it was still competitive.
Right.
This wasn't,
Yeah. I don't know where, Harrison goes from here. This is, like you said, it's late in his career. And this is where, you start to kind of look like a gatekeeper. Hopefully that's not the case, but, to try to build his relevance back up, it's going to be tough to do. Very tough to do.
He's a gatekeeper. That's well said. Nah, he is. At this point, that's exactly what he is. If he chooses to fight, he's still skilled enough to fight some greener rookies. If they could get past him, they're definitely on the trajectory to being a champion. But he is a gatekeeper. There's levels to this game, and he's not a bad fighter. I don't want to smash him, but he will at this point in life. He's a gatekeeper.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what it is. I was trying to, trying to give him a pass, trying to give him one more fight before, actually categorizing him as that. But
there is nothing wrong with being your best version of yourself, even if you're a C-class fighter or a B-class fighter. There is nothing wrong with that. We're not all meant to be Michael Jordan. I understand the book, The Secret got it where, hey, if I manifest it, I can fly. No, sometimes your absolute best is fucking average, and there's no shame in that. Actually, it's commendable and respectable. There's nothing wrong with him going out there and losing to Tszyu or getting knocked out by Charlo. There's nothing wrong with that if that's his absolute max. Now, if a guy is otherworldly talented and we look at it and go, this motherfucker's good, but he's always bumming it up. Adrian Broner, excuse me. I didn't even let that go. But in that case, and he talked about it recently going through stuff. So we want to understand that life does happen to people. But there's nothing wrong with being a journeyman or a gatekeeper. Some people, there's levels to this game, and some people are physically just not that talented.
But not to say too much on the topic, hey, congrats to Tszyu. He looked impressive. Him and Charlo should be a good fight. Can't wait to see it. But the fight that we got coming up in 2 weeks, y'all, and I know we talked about it a lot on this show, but Plant Benavidez, man. And even the All Access is out right now in the first episode, but damn, man, I can't wait to see this fight, man. I can't wait to see this fight.
I didn't even watch it yet. I didn't even watch it yet.
Bro.
Going right after this. Nah.
It's good. And I heard some people complaining about it being pay-per-view, but I think it's a pay-per-view event, man. You got a lot of names on that card. And even the co-main event, it got my boy, Jesus Ramos against Joey Spencer. Both undefeated. That's going to be a banger. That's going to be a banger. And you got, the return of Chris Colbert. Man, that's definitely a pay-per-view event.
That Colbert fight is fire.
Yeah.
Both of them boys coming off of losses.
Yeah.
What's his name? Venezuela.
Yeah.
Man, two young prospects at a point in their lives where, shit, this is like Charlo, Lubin, but with real consequences. Both of them boys didn't lose at that point. Both these guys coming off losses. It's going to be hard for the person to look. Yeah, man, that's a great fight, actually.
This is a good card. And just like you had brung up earlier, Tank and Garcia, I can't even, if this undercard is good for Plant and Benavidez, I can't even imagine what's going to be on Tank's and Garcia's undercard, because this is a pretty good undercard right here.
I'm going to be honest, I don't give a shit. Because it just puts so much pressure on everyone else
to do what they gotta do. Yeah.
Yo, these two aren't the undisputed of their division.
Right.
Some don't have a bunch of titles for 135. They're going, we got to give the fans what they want to see. They're going at it right now, talking. I don't even need any teasers or nothing. I don't need any of the fucking special shit on the side. That main event, that entree, that steak is worth the dinner.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia and Tank, much respect. I don't give a fuck who wins. I really don't. They have now started a trend where Devin Haney and Lomachenko, supposedly, I don't know, I tweeted it. I don't know if it was confirmed or not. I think it was confirmed. They have agreed to fight. Then a couple hours later, I see a back and forth between Tyson Fury and Usyk.
Yeah.
And they agreed to fight. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, if they don't make this fight happen and eventually get in there when it's over,
they gonna make it happen, man. Time is running out. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, it's getting to the point where right now it's almost leaning. It's on the downhill now.
Yeah, it is. No,
it's on the downhill.
That's why I said we need to make it happen this year.